The story of Proxima Centauri begins not with a telescope, but with silence. A silence so vast that even light takes years to cross it. In the quiet sea of stars that make up our galactic neighborhood, there glows a faint red ember, small, unassuming, and yet holding within it one of humanity's most haunting questions. Are we alone? Proxima Centauri, the closest star to our Sun, lies just over 4 light-years away in the Alpha Centauri system. To the naked eye, it is invisible, lost among the brighter southern constellations, yet it is there, pulsing softly, like the faint heartbeat of a universe that still keeps its secrets. Proxima Centauri is a red dwarf, the smallest and most common kind of star in the Milky Way. Its mass is barely 1/8 that of the Sun, and its light, though steady, is dim and cool. To stand near it would be to bathe in a crimson glow, a light that feels more like the reflection of an eternal sunset than the blazing brilliance of day. The name Proxima, Latin for nearest, carries a poetic irony. It is the nearest star to us, and yet in every practical sense it is unimaginably far. When astronomers first detected it in 1915, it was little more than an astronomical curiosity. But as instruments grew more sensitive and our dreams of space travel bolder, Proxima began to change in our collective imagination. It was no longer just a speck of red light. It became a destination. The discovery of planets orbiting Proxima Centauri transformed that faint ember into a cosmic whisper, calling us to look beyond our solar cradle. The first of these worlds, Proxima Centauri b, was detected in 2016 through the subtle wobble it caused in its parent star. Its orbit lies within what astronomers call the habitable zone, the narrow region where liquid water could exist on the surface. The news sent a tremor through the scientific world. For the first time, there was a potentially Earth-like planet just a few light-years away. And then came the question that has echoed through every age of exploration. Could there be life? No spacecraft has yet traveled beyond the outer reaches of our solar system, fast enough to reach Proxima within a human lifetime. Even at the speed of Voyager 1, the fastest human-made object, it would take more than 70,000 years to arrive. And yet, in the laboratories and conference halls of Earth, the seeds of a dream began to germinate. The Breakthrough Starshot project, funded by private investors and visionary scientists, proposed sending a fleet of tiny light-powered probes, wafer-thin, driven by powerful Earth-based lasers, to reach Proxima Centauri within a single human generation. The idea was simple in concept, audacious in practice, beams of light pushing microscopic ships to 20% of the speed of light. A journey of decades, not millennia. If such probes ever reach that distant system, their cameras might one day send back images that redefine everything we know. Perhaps they would show a world wrapped in clouds, its oceans glinting in the faint red light. Perhaps they would show deserts of rust-colored sand or icy plains under a dim, perpetual twilight. Or perhaps they would reveal nothing but a silent, barren rock, another reminder that the universe does not exist for our comfort. To imagine standing on Proxima b is to step into an alien dream. The sun in its sky would be a deep ruby disk, far larger than ours appears from Earth. The light would cast long shadows tinted with blood-orange hues. A human walking there would feel both familiar gravity, slightly stronger than Earth-S, and unfamiliar danger. For Proxima Centauri is no gentle sun. It is a flare star, prone to violent eruptions that can unleash torrents of radiation. Any life that dares to emerge there must either hide beneath thick clouds, underwater, or deep within the planet's crust. Survival under such a sky would require patience written into the DNA itself, and yet the possibility lingers. Life, as we have seen on Earth, is stubborn. It thrives in boiling vents, in frozen deserts, in acidic lakes. It crawls and blooms and breathes in places that should be sterile. Why not around Proxima? Perhaps evolution there took a different path. Life adapted not to avoid the storms but to feed on them, to dance with the chaos of a restless star. The Alpha Centauri system itself is a celestial family. 2 bright stars, Alpha Centauri A and B, orbit each other in a slow gravitational ballet, while Proxima, the smallest sibling, drifts on the outskirts, a lonely wanderer tethered by invisible threads of gravity. For centuries, sailors and stargazers have looked toward the Centauri system as a beacon of the southern skies, a twin spark that marked the edge of the known heavens. To know that a small, faint world circles there, close enough that our descendants might one day see it with their own eyes, is to glimpse the threshold of the next human epoch. In every age, humanity has looked for frontiers, not because we need to leave, but because we cannot stop wondering. The Polynesians crossed oceans guided only by stars. The astronauts of Apollo crossed the void, guided by equations and faith. The leap to Proxima would be the next expression of that same yearning, not conquest but communion. To reach another star is to prove that intelligence can transcend the gravity of its birth world. Somewhere in the cold night, a particle of light from Proxima Centauri has been traveling toward us for over 4 years. It left its star when we were still dreaming of the future, and tonight it touches your eyes. In that instant, you are connected to a star you cannot see, to a time that no longer exists, to the endless continuum of cosmic motion. That is what makes astronomy not only a science, but an act of faith. Imagine the moment when the first human-made image of Proxima b appears on a screen. A pale sphere, perhaps veiled in clouds, perhaps marked by continents and seas. In that moment, we will not just see another planet, we will see a mirror of our longing. For every discovery beyond Earth is, at its core, a reflection of ourselves. The drive to know what lies beyond is the drive to understand who we are. As telescopes grow sharper, as algorithms decode the faint tremors of distant atmospheres, the reality of Proxima Centauri becomes clearer. The James Webb Space Telescope and its successors will one day study its light, searching for signatures of life, oxygen, methane, the delicate balance of gases that whisper of biology. But the truth may remain elusive. Even if we detect a hint of life, it will be only a symbol, a heartbeat heard through the noise of the cosmos. We will still have to imagine what that life looks like, how it feels to exist beneath a red sun, what dreams might rise under such skies. The journey to Proxima is not only a physical one, it is a journey of imagination, of patience, of humility. For every step we take toward the stars, we must first take one inward, into the quiet depths of our own species, to ask why we seek what we seek. The light of Proxima Centauri has been shining for billions of years, long before life appeared on Earth. It will continue long after humanity is gone, and yet for a brief moment our awareness touches it, and in that touch something eternal flickers. If there is life around Proxima, it might not even know we exist. Perhaps it looks up at its red sky and wonders about the faint yellow star that lies far away, invisible to its naked eye. Perhaps it too dreams of travel, of connection, of meaning. Perhaps it too asks if it is alone. The symmetry is humbling. 2 worlds, separated by light years, united by curiosity. That thought alone gives weight to the idea that consciousness, wherever it emerges, might be the universe's way of seeing itself. Back on Earth, in observatories perched on mountains or orbiting above the atmosphere, scientists continue to watch the tiny flickers of Proxima's light. Each flare, each shadow, each shift in brightness is a message from a place we have never seen. The data is cold, mathematical, precise, yet behind every number lies a human face, someone who has chosen to dedicate a lifetime to listening to a star. There is poetry in that. The light we study left its source before many of us were born. The answers we seek may not come until long after we are gone. And still we look. Still we believe that knowledge, however distant, is worth the waiting. When the Starshot probes are finally launched, if they ever are, they will be no bigger than a postage stamp, but each will carry within it the dreams of an entire civilization. Tiny, fragile messengers propelled by beams of light, racing through interstellar space toward a crimson sun. They will not slow down, they will not return, but decades later, a faint signal traveling at the speed of light might reach back to Earth, a whisper across eternity. And in that whisper, humanity will hear the echo of its own courage. Proxima Centauri may not host paradise. It may not even host life, but it holds something perhaps even greater. Perspective. It reminds us that we are part of a wider story, one that stretches beyond Earth, beyond time, beyond ourselves. It forces us to confront both our smallness and our significance. We are the species that looks up, the species that asks, the species that refuses to stop searching. In the end, perhaps the greatest meaning of Proxima Centauri lies not in its distance, but in its proximity, not in kilometers or light years, but in imagination. It is close enough to make us believe the stars are within reach, yet far enough to remind us that we must earn that right through patience, unity, and wisdom. The universe is vast, but not empty. It is filled with the quiet hum of possibilities waiting to be realized. When we look toward Proxima Centauri, we are not gazing into darkness. We are looking into the mirror of our own becoming. And someday, when our descendants finally stand on that distant world, they will look up at their sky and see a small yellow star. They will point and say, "That is where we came from." And in that moment, Earth will become the myth, the cradle remembered in stories told beneath a red sun. The circle will close, the explorers will have become the ancestors, and the silence between the stars will be filled at last with the sound of home.